Welcome back. We want to wrap up Cheche this Wednesday, but even as we do that, we have to take that breaking news. There has been an attack in Liboy. 3 police officers have been killed and 2 others have been seriously injured. That's the breaking news. We're still getting and receiving more information about that particular happening, and we'll continue updating you in our subsequent bulletins, and even as we go on with this show and others. We're still in studio with Cabinet Secretary Mwangi Kiunjuri, who's in charge of devolution and planning. Now let's talk about politics. He says he is not a politician.
Fred, before we get into politics, yes, there's the regional development authorities, which is also in your docket, Waziri. Lake Basin, Tana and Athi, Wasonyira and all the rest. What has your ministry done to ensure that they are empowered? Earlier on you mentioned something like making sure that Wananchi do not depend on the historical sources of livelihoods.
There are those issues on whether they are supposed to be under county government or national government. And the debate was, where should they be? Again, you look at the concurrent functions of government. It is just like the roads, where we are contesting which road should go to the county government, which should go to the national government. Again, if you look at how they were formed, it was very clear they are cross-cutting. They address the issues of, for example, the rivers. That's where they are the basins. And they are cross-cutting issues from one region to another. For example, if you want to do a dam today, even the same way the Ministry of Water is doing it, and this dam will distribute water to more than 1 county. Is it a function of the county or a function of the national government? Those contestations. However, we have settled at it. There is a bill already in the House that is defining them properly, and already the government has started now funding them properly to ensure that they are properly coordinated. So if you look at the way they were working a year ago and the way they are today, you see a lot of progress.
What is the position of the Lake Basin Development Authority Mall in Kisumu? There was wild allegation that your ministry has refused to fund the completion, and then some people close to you, your cronies, are bidding to purchase it during auction.
Again, politics. Nobody was asking the question again, why are you not paying? How was it procured? The procedures that were followed. It was well-intentioned project. But you see, even if it's a good project, the buck stops with us. As the minister, the question I will be asked, how did you procure this entity? And I have to answer those questions. The politicians are learning it's a good project. It will benefit the people of Nyanza
and
Western. But the same politicians know, I've taken them through the issues of procedure. It's not really misuse, but the issues of procedure. Were they properly followed? And that was what we are contesting. We have sorted out that. We are now paying the contractor, and the bank. But those issues you have to be properly clarified. And again, very soon you see heads rolling, because people must take responsibility for what they do.
For failing to follow procedure.
So when failing to follow procedure.
When is the completion for the mall?
The mall is complete. It's at 98%. What we expect is now those who will be renting out to come and do the finishing.
Okay. Now, you say and you insist on your categorical that you are not a politician. What does that mean? We've known you for all these years before you became CS. You're one of those people who has been described, since 97. Yes, has been described as a very ambitious politician. In other headlines, we see that you came from being tout and rose all the way to a member of parliament. You were just about to run for governor for Laikipia County until something happened in January. We are not exactly sure what happened. You stopped. Now you say you're not a politician. What exactly do you mean by that?
But you see, everything is about perception, and you cannot stop people on the way they think about you. And a good example, look at the way I've cried below the render. From a tout, even my education, I went to class 7, Form 4, Form 6, and I can show people whom I went to school with. I passed all those examinations, class 7, Form 4, Form 6, university, came out of university. I went to law school for 3 years. I could not clear because there were elections then, 2002. And then I decided, now do I finish this or first defend my seat? Went back there. Then the last 3 years I sat for my MBA, my master's. Two, when it come to my political career, when I was a politician.
Wait a minute.
From
3 years at the university, you did not complete
the law degree. I finished my Bachelor of Education. My first degree, Bachelor of Education, I cleared More University. I came to law school, did 3 years. And you can go there, you can see I passed.
All right.
Then I went for my master's, I cleared. When I was in Form 6, I was offered a job as a teacher, at a school owned by Patel in Nanyuki. I was earning 35 shillings a day. But my friends whom I really with, we are earning better. We are earning 100 to 200 shillings a day, being hiyo kazi ya tauti kidogo. So I used to join them, and for 1 year when I was waiting to go to university, that's the job I was doing. And anytime I was in the university, I could come back because they were my good friends. I used to sit with them, listen to them. So I was a tout. That I don't deny throughout my university. The time I broke from 6 to university, and for about 4 years, I was, and I'm very proud about it. Two, when I was in the university, I was still involved in politics. I was among the youth leaders who campaigned for Democratic Party. The people of Laikipia will tell you so. I was very focal. Other students would go to Kano because there was money. Me, I just stuck with the Democratic Party. I campaigned for Charles Mokora. Platform everywhere. I was about 19 years or so. Then I joined Savina as an activist with Kabado, Wafula Buke, Late in Time, Nikularu. It was Kabado, Wafula Buke, Late in Time, Nikularu. We are the youth wing, Savina. Ask Professor Kivuda Kibwana. Ask Paul Muite. We were there during the agitation. Second liberation. We are really involved. You get your clips here. You tell me the 4 young men who are hosting Reverend Joya at Uhuru Park during that nasty day of Sabasaba. Who are they? It's me and Kabado and Wafula Buke. So we have a history where you have come from. As an activist in Savina, and even Savina offered me a ticket then, but I went to Democratic Party.
So the long short story is you have grown in politics.
Because it's very important for you to understand this. I was elected as a member of Democratic Party of Kenya at the age of 27. I turned 28 in Parliament. I served as a youth leader of Democratic Party of Kenya. Then I joined NAC. And we are joining NAC in all those engagements. I was the youngest man being sent here and there when negotiations were ongoing between Kiraito Moroge, late Kijana wa Marwa, Charity Giro, and there's testimony about it. So I was really involved. Come to NAC. I served at Moi Kibaki, an assistant minister for energy 5 years, as assistant minister for water for 3 years, the public works for 2 years. In fact, I think I'm the minister who served at more than one ministry, more than 2 ministries. Then we formed our own party, GNU, Grand National Union. How did it come out? As we are looking for parties, me, Akina Kagwe, went on looking for a good name to get a party that can unite Kenyans. There was fallout then with the LDP. We came out with that name, Grand National Union. I registered that party, which I later on contested on. I became the party leader of that party. We did very well. At least we produced a governor in Nyeri and about 46 MCAs. Most of our candidates lost narrowly. Then I was sent to retirement. I didn't complain. I accepted. Even I paid an advert thanking the people of Kenya and the people of Laikipia. I went back to my businesses. And I did my business for 3 years before I was recalled by His Excellency the President to become minister. And therefore, I've been processed. I've cried through the lender. You look at the history of most of these politicians, and tell me how many of them have cried up through the lender.
We do understand you wanted to be like governor of Laikipia as late as last year. It was the end of last year. What changed?
At least I wanted to. That was my orientation then, and I was still a government minister. But you had to look at to balance the two. Me becoming governor of Laikipia, and us winning to have the next, to get the next government into place. Definitely, if you look at the weights, you weigh them out. It's good that we have a government, because being just a governor for Laikipia, it's good for the people of Laikipia, and I thank them. They showed faith in me, trust in me, and they were very disappointed when I declared I'm not running.
Are you campaigning for Jubilee now?
No, I'm campaigning for. I am articulating issues of the government.
So you're pushing.
And how is the government formed?
You're pushing that the government, you'd rather the government goes back than you become governor.
Yes, because.
So in short, you're campaigning for Jubilee.
I am articulating issues of the Jubilee government. It depends on how you want to
get the CS to use the word campaigning.
No, I want to ask this. When I stand here, or as we sit here today, and I articulate issues of this government, from the infrastructure, both economic, social pillar of this government, will I be campaigning for the government?
You'll be doing your work.
I'll be doing my work.
Okay.
And even the Leadership and Integrity Act is very clear. Section 23.
Okay.
The role of a cabinet secretary. They have clearly said who can articulate issues of government, and I'm acting according to the act.
You are from Laikipia. What is happening in Laikipia between the people and the settlers, or whatever you want to call them?
The ranchers. The ranchers. Simple. You see again politics and misleading people. You see politicians who say anything to get votes. They start thinking that because of the new constitution, the renewal of leaseholds, that people can get land, from those leases that are expiring. So a certain politician like Laikipia took the advantage, and it worked for him because first, there is always conflict in Laikipia. When there is drought in the country, there is always conflict.
Because of grazing land.
Because of grazing land. Yeah. But we have been managing it. I managed it for 15 years when I was a member of parliament. We could sit down with the ranchers, agree, because again, they are also interested parties, they have their own animals there, and we would agree with them that they can be able to at least give in. They would agree with communities, bring about 2,000, 3,000 for every ranch. And they would agree, they would bring the animals, then the rest of them would come and sit down again. I would go and approach government, they would be allowed to go to Mount Kenya. Isn't it? And we could settle those issues that way. Sometimes they become nasty a bit, but and you can look at your clips again back, you can see. But you always managed. This time around, a person is elected in Laikipia, and he feels that he wants to bring more votes in Laikipia because his community thinks for him to balance those votes, he must bring more people who they are the clan and everything. In the process, he transfers people. Then there is drought. People naturally are moving in because of drought, and then he reminds them, oh, you know, this wood has expired. This land is free now for occupation. And they now believe in it. You know, Kenyans and land. They come and believe it. So they believed that this politician will give them the land for free. That is why you can see they are ready to die.
Insecurity. There's a lot of...
It has cost. It has triggered insecurity. And that is what I was saying you once again. When you look at drought mitigation, one of the areas is about security. Because there will be conflict. Now this insecurity is just caused by one thing. But that those people who occupied land, despite the rains coming now, they are still holding on.
Why can't they be removed?
They are ensuring that they are going to frustrate those.
Why can't those people be removed from the ranches?
They have been removed, my friends, and as you have criminals all over, because they have already been flushed out.
Yes.
But if you look at the incidences that have taken place, it's just the way you can see now, Libon, the attack, Al-Shabaab. So these guys are now coming in, and because there is a free movement, they are still those locals who are there grazing land. You'll never be able to easily identify who has come for assault or...
Okay. Talking of politics and you, what has Mwangi Kiunjuri CS, Devolution and Planning, got to do with party primaries?
This question I'm asking myself always.
If you are not a politician, why are you involved in deciding who gets the Jubilee ticket?
I'm lost. But you see how people say, a tree that has cannot bear fruit, nobody will be interested. But a tree that bears fruit, you see people with throw stone at it, they have interest. And therefore, I'm very happy, first of all, the way they are marketing me. Through their imagination. If you look at most of them, you can see they have been, fear is gripping them. For me, I decided I will not be intimidated through fear. Yeah, people who want to claim their losses. You know, people must claim somebody. They have to clinch at somebody. There must be scapegoat. Why the loss? And if you look at them, because I don't want to attack anybody, I've seen them. Every newspaper the last 2-3 weeks, they have been attacking me. But the question is, my friend, look at Kiabu, the way Kiabu voted. 343,000 people decided. Then somebody starts up and see that Kijore was involved. Yeah?
But for them to report you to the president, there must be some level of truth to it.
Where there is smoke, there is fire.
They cannot just go to State House and tell President Uhuru Kenyatta, this man Kiunjuri is the one behind our wars. There must be something that you must have done.
I'm still also wondering what it is.
They cannot come hundreds of them and just decide, no, it was Kiunjuri.
You know, this country, we have intelligence. Okay? And the president is well informed. Whatever they can say, you can lay allegations. Even law, when you go to the court of law, the judges will listen at you. You can, all the allegations, but you look for facts only. You can say, you can write 100 pages,
okay,
but you'll be judged by only one.
Okay.
And two, you know, words are very important. Because like a tree, they have roots, branches, and leaves. And they have a life. They don't die. And even sometimes they die, they resurrect. So whatever you say as a politician, you must know there are consequences.
Okay. But
so
what do you say to this?
Maker?
Yes, what do you say to this?
I'm not a politician, as I told you.
Are you a kingmaker from your history? The history you gave us, Safina, GNU, NAC, first of all NAC, and then NAC Rainbow.
There's one thing I'm proud of, that when I was in GNU, there are those talents that I nurtured. For example, if you go to Laikipia today, you look at people who are elected. You say, oh, these were Kijore's allies. Yeah? Oh, this man, a young man from the village, you don't know them. And if you look at even those people who are accusing me, using unservable language and vending innocence. Because you know them, I don't want to mention them. Go there, you know, President Uhuru should hold his attack dogs and the rights of Kinjori. And if you look at the attacks towards me, like one of them the other day said that, you know, Kijuri must be told you cannot run this government through proverbs and pointed shoes. Now, the other day, you are telling some women somewhere about how they were bikers. Yeah? And then again, you see now you're attacking a character of a cabinet secretary on what I wear. But now, and again, you're being voted out because of criticizing women and telling women what they should wear.
Okay. Do you agree with this
my
theory?
friend, would this person say that I am influencing him not be voted?
Okay. It is said that there are some very powerful forces within Jubilee that have been cutting down tall trees, yes, in preparation for succession come 2022. That there was an attempt, and this is what happened during the party primaries, that any tree within the Jubilee stronghold called Mount Kenya that appeared to be tall was cut down to size. And those forces, it is said, it is Mwangi Kiunjuri who was representing that particular force in preparation to become the deputy, or rather in positioning himself to become deputy to Bwana William Ruto. What do you say to that?
I'll answer this. You know, they are that bad. I don't remember. I'm not remembering it. That it sings to itself, excite itself, and thinking that his song is so sweet. When the others are wondering, what kind of a song is this? I've told you again. Words, mark your words. Yeah, they are agreeing with right. Whatever you say today, you'll have consequences. Even this debate here, the tall trees. Look at them and look at where they are coming from. Those who are making leaders never make noise. Those who are claiming that they were rigged out, they are being trimmed. Look at them and look at the argument of the voters. I give an example. You go around there, you are very arrogant, contempt for those who think are of lower social class, and you criticize them. Like the way you look at Kinjori, you don't know where Kinjori came from. Now he's a cabinet minister, yeah, and you think even he's afraid of the president, and now you are describing him as wearing pointed shoes. And if they don't
they pointed. Yes,
they pointed.
That's your fashion style.
My dress, my choice. The same guy is telling Kenyans, you know, the people were incited against me, that I said women should wear biker, yeah? I say that unmarried women cannot become leaders, and you can learn the clips here. They said it openly that married women cannot become leaders. About the issue of biker, all this.
So they are victims of their own speeches.
They are that is what I'm telling you. Words, yes. Because again, you can learn them. Words never die.
Okay.
Words never die.
But do you have ambitions of becoming deputy president?
Let me finish on this, because again, the people of Kiabu, the 343,000 who voted, the people of Laikipia, the people of Orova, they are listening at you. And when you come out now saying that you are rigged out, again you come with the national flag, authority, showing authority, the national flag behind you, and you are reading a statement. I know there are these people who rigged me out. You know what you are trying to say? Show arrogance again. You are still becoming more arrogant. And lastly, now you attack Kinjore, and that woman in the village is asking herself, if this guy has the gut to attack Kinjore and what he wears, and he's telling Kenyans that he was not arrogant to us, isn't it he proving his point?
Okay. Do you have ambitions of becoming William Ruto's deputy?
My friend, I have said I'm content. I'm the minister for devolution.
Is this the end for you in terms of politics?
I'm a believer. There is destiny. I believe in destiny. I've come from far. And you know why I'm here today? Most people think I'm not a serious guy. People ignore others because you got your money the way you got your money. It's good. People work hard for their money. And some of these characters must be questioned because you have no respect for other Kenyans and think money is everything. They will be questioned about their character anyway. Yeah? Their behaviors, their character. Yes, you are tall trees. You are being trimmed. But Kenyans have eyes. They have ears. And anyway,
yes, you've not answered my question. Do you have ambitions of becoming William Ruto's deputy?
I've told you I've had it from them.
So you do not have any such
Let
ambitions?
me ask you, just go back to the newspapers, any debate that I ever had. Tell me any one given time that you heard Mwangi Kijore say that I want to become, I said I want to become governor for Laikipia. Yeah? We are going for elections in August. Elections will be won by Jubilee. Anyway, that one take it to the bank. Because I can defend it. I can tell you why Jubilee is going to win. But personally, I just read about this the last 1 month. People saying that I'm involved, I'm a kingmaker, I'm this. But my friend, I agree with Raila on one thing. The same way I agreed with Moi, Siasa baya, maisha baya. Raila also believes any news is good news. Any publicity. That one I agree.
So you welcome the news that you could be deputy president?
No. You know, as long as I'm getting free coverage, because I don't have to fight for it, I've been receiving free coverage.
I need to go back on this issue of nominations. And you mentioned earlier that you have allies who are elected. Are there any allies who got Jubilee tickets?
I got friends who are elected. For example, let me give you a good example. If you go to Bishogo, for example, Gishimu was elected there. He was in GNU. He lost by about 1,000 or 2,000 votes. Yeah? He won Jubilee nominations. If you go to like a guy like Kemari in Madhioya, he lost by 100 votes. He was in GNU. Now he won. Okay. If you look at this kind of characteristics, these are guys who are there, established politicians. They won. But because somebody want to look at history, they must blame somebody for their losses and everything. They have to blame Kinjore. What I say as a leader, because although I'm not a politician, I'm a leader.
And you really insist that you're not a politician. What would you final words, because our time is up, gentlemen.
2019, next year, what will it be?
I think, let's see what will happen. First of all,
what do you expect to be? What you're planning for next year?
You know, Uhuru Kenyatta will be the president. And I believe he might be ile kuguzwa roho and appoint me as his cabinet minister again. Okay. If he appoints me cabinet minister, I'll serve in a very loyal way for 5 years. as I plan my destiny 2022.
Which could be to return to politics.
Which could be to return back to politics.
Okay. So it is not the end for you politically?
No. I say it live the stage.
Okay.
It's a long journey.
And let's end it there, what I see.
Whatever will happen will be there. But lastly, I always like ending by thanking the people of Laikipia. You know, the book of Revelation is very clear. Remember the first love.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So if it were not it be for the people of Laikipia, I will not be seated here today.
Okay.
They elected me as a member of parliament for 3 consecutive terms, and that is why I'm seated here today. I owe it to them.
Okay.
Thank you, the people of Laikipia, too, to the people of this country, those who follow closely, those people from our region and other parts of this country. For example, I've been distributing relief to in the whole country. Again, it depends on, are you doing your work? Yeah? And whoever wins or loses in an election, they must be you must be open. For example, that today I can be cabinet minister, tomorrow I can lose it.
Okay.
If I lose it, what will happen? When I lost my last elections, I went back to Sagana. Yeah? Back to my businesses. I was very peaceful for 3 good years.
Okay.
So I wish those who are contesting various election positions good luck in the endeavor.
And I
wish that you are going to accept the results from all efforts, from the MCAs,
Cabinet Secretary, Devolution and Planning, Monica Njuri helping us, or rather discussing issues that he's in charge of. That's Devolution, Planning, and as well as politics. Gentlemen, because of time, unfortunately, we have to end it here. Thank you so much. That has been Cheche, this Wednesday's edition. The hashtag has been Cheche. My name is Fred Ndimuli. I have to thank my panelists as well, Mutegi Njau and Charles Odhiambo. CS Monica Njuri, asante sana. Let's end it there. Good morning.